Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Match reaction: Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Your reaction to that game?
I'm absolutely annoyed. Proper annoyed. I've seen some good football. Football I've not seen for a long time. 60, 70 minutes. And then that substitution. I am really annoyed. Anyone watching that game will tell you, no way did Zirkzee deserve to come off. His link-up play, his work rate, he created space by coming back. Garnacho, Ahmad, always having the space. I just can't believe it. From that moment onwards, United just lost the way. They should have won that game in the first half. They should have scored 2, easily 3, maybe even 3 goals. Right? I'm disappointed. I don't understand what went on in the second half. Palace got stronger. That's fine. That's because the subs were made. Putting Rashford at centre forward and taking Zirkzee off made no sense whatsoever. And I said it at the time on the watch-along. I am shocked at Zirkzee coming off. What a player he is. His link-up play, he sorted that midfield out where they look solid. And they look solid because of Zirkzee and his work rate. And Garnacho and Ahmad had the freedom. I am shocked, annoyed, disappointed, everything you can think of. A 0-0 game. No way should that have been a 0-0 game. And I've got to give a big shout out. Could have been caught cold.
So do you think his actual starting 11, the choices that he made today, Erik ten Hag, he got that spot on?
I think it surprised us, to be honest, Ericsson. That surprised us, dropping Rashford. He never drops Rashford. Baffles me why he never drops Rashford. But it was excellent. What a strong side that was. What a footballing side that was. Total difference than what we've seen. The football, they kept the ball, they created space, they were running. The work rate from that team was excellent today. And it was backed up. Every player backed each other up, but they just could not put the ball in the net in that first half. They just needed that killer touch, and it wasn't there.
Looking at the defenders today, De Ligt had that opportunity in the first half where the header got up strong. Fortunately, went straight at Dean Henderson, but Onana, that double save today. I mean, you look at the penalty save against Southampton, that save today, I mean, totally different goalkeeper than what we've seen last season.
Listen, Southampton penalty save turned the game round for United. We all know that. And then today, he was spot on. Everything he did. There was other things what he did, coming out, clearing the ball. But that double save has got to go down as his best moment. Yes, he saved a few penalties. One in Europe, he saved the other one at Southampton. But that double save has got to go down. And why he didn't get man of the match just for that, I don't know. They gave it Dean Henderson. Some of the times he was flapping at the ball. Lucky. Couple of good saves, but world-class saves. You look at Onana and you've got to say to yourself, he saved United with that double save. Going forward, let's hope he can continue in that form. That was brilliant. Let's hope it's not just a one-off.
Personally, I wasn't happy with Bruno in the second half. Some wasteful passes. A lot of people in the watch-along as well saying the same thing. I actually expected maybe Mason Mount to come on for Bruno at one point because of the wasted passes.
Well, I looked at Bruno in the first half. He gave the ball away a couple of times, but he also was productive. He was up there. He was on the edge of the box. He did 1 or 2 little passes through to Garnacho, and they were unlucky not to put it in the net, to be honest with you. He had his own shot where Garnacho hit the crossbar, ball come out. He shot. Really, should he have scored? Possibly he should have scored. He hit the ground with it, and that again didn't go in. But he also had a clear-cut opportunity in front of goal, and he used his side foot instead of clinically, and he didn't even get the net. He faded in the second half. His passing was poor. His attitude was poor. He just went from bad to worse. That's how it got. But I think they lost the way. And when they lose the way, Bruno completely loses his way. And it did not help that substitution for Bruno. Lost his way, and a few others did.
What would you have done then in the second half in terms of like the man management, the substitutions from Erik ten Hag? What would you have done then differently where you think the game would have changed and would have come away with 3 points today?
I look at the substitutions and there was no need to bring Zirkzee off and bring Rashford on. Zirkzee was the man. He was doing it. He was creating. He was working. So I would have left it a little bit longer to see what happened. But if he was going to take Zirkzee off, and I said it, why isn't Højlund coming on? What is Rashford coming on for? It's okay playing against Barnsley. Okay, playing centre forward against Barnsley. It's the first division side. You was there for your confidence for Barnsley to run around. You know, basically third division players. You was playing with against Crystal Palace, who were solid, who were going to work, and who were determined to hold on to what they got. But once that substitution was made and Rashford was on there, they got stronger because we faded. I wouldn't have brought Rashford on at all because Garnacho needed to stay on the left, Ahmad on the right. If he brought someone off, Zirkzee, when he brought Zirkzee off, he should have brought Højlund on. Made no sense whatsoever. That was the turning point. Completely lost the way then, United.
How did you think Manu and Eriksen done overall in the middle of the pitch? A lot of people a little bit frightened with some of the comments that we're seeing in the watch-along and before the game with them two starting today.
No, well, you look at how Manu's, you know, he's had a rest and that, and you look at also Eriksen, his form. He's not a regular starter, but he's deserved the start, Eriksen, and he played well. Manu played well, played a lot better than he did against Liverpool. I know that for a start. But I thought they all worked well in midfield. They all worked where they dived in together. They were close to each other. For the first time, I've seen a midfield today what worked so close together. They didn't go giving it the long ball. It was only in the second half when the changes were made that you started seeing long balls. They all looked for each other and they did not start running with the ball. They gave short passes, and them short passes created space, which Garnacho and Ahmad were just flying through. And then just unfortunately, we couldn't capitalise on it. We had the opportunities. And
is that the positives then to take away from this game? At least we had the actual chances, but on any other day, would have probably stuck them away, because it felt like tonight we could have been playing till Christmas and we still wouldn't have scored.
Yeah, I don't think we'd have scored. I don't even think we'd have scored past Christmas. But the football was good. Everything what I've seen about that team was excellent. The only mistake what was made by Erik ten Hag. And it said, when the second half starts, what you've got to rely on here is Erik ten Hag and the coaching staff making the right decisions if we don't get an early goal in the second half, because you would expect Palace to come at us because they could sense a bit of fear. Now, it was the fear what came in when the changes were made, and Erik ten Hag made the mistake. The link-up play completely went.
Is it that Zirkzee also drops into that deeper area in sort of like midfield? Got to put that extra body in there so the wide players can play off him and also then get into space as well.
By him dropping, creates the space, and it also creates the link-up play with the midfield. We have always sort of criticised the midfield not being able to link up with the back four and with the attackers. He does it perfectly. Zirkzee is going to be a star at Manchester United. He is football. He has got a football brain. And when he went off, there was no brains up front at all, because Garnacho went on the right. And what happened on the right? Bruno then decided to go out on the right, just crowded it out, and Garnacho never got into the game after that. Ahmad did not deserve to be taken off. The team didn't deserve a change. They deserved to carry on for another 10 minutes to try and get that goal. There was opportunities there, and then they just faded. And they faded because of what Erik ten Hag did, taking Zirkzee off.
Yeah, I agree. Zirkzee was like creating a space, even by dragging their defenders with him into a deeper role. So that then space was created for Ahmad and Garnacho to run into, like we did see throughout the game. But looking on the actual game today, previous games as well, are you actually seeing a pattern of play from Erik ten Hag now? I've definitely seen it today.
I've seen an excellent pattern of play. I've seen a style. It's what you want to see. Obviously, they've got to build on it because of the amount of chances was unbelievable. So that is the only downside to what I've seen today. But it gives me great confidence going into the next game and the game after that. Because if you look at the bench, on paper, it was strong. Obviously, clearly, Højlund's not fit. Rashford didn't want to run around today. He needs a little bit of a word in his ear. But there's other players there coming back. So it's all good signs. And they all seem to get in a rhythm today from the very off. They started well. They started fast, and they continued. They never let up, United. And then it was just like, it just went astray once the changes were made. But going forward, I'm looking forward to the game on Wednesday night in the Europa League. I'm looking forward to the Tottenham game. I can't wait, because I watched football today, a football team, and I was happy. I wasn't fearful. I was only fearful when they lost the way by the changes what were made.
Yeah, anything more to add, though?
They could have scored. They came into the game. United should have scored. My nerves were going at the end because Palace, I'm fair play to Palace, they were creating opportunities at the end, and their substitutes actually improved them, made them stronger and everything. But unfortunately, today we never put the ball in the net. There's 2 points lost there today, but the signs are bright, and that's fine. Yes, Eric Ten Hag can come in for criticism for bringing Zirkzee off. He can use whatever excuse he wants, but the game went astray, and by doing and putting Rashford on there, Rashford actually created nothing, did nothing, and walked around. That's how I seen it. Absolutely, the bad move.
Just like to thank everyone for joining us. Get your thoughts and opinions in on that match in the comment section below, and support the channel by smashing that like button. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll get that notification on. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Reds. Thank you.
Thank you.